A memorial procession for the murdered Russian opposition leader Boris Nemtsov will trace the same route as his last march, a 2014 protest against Russia's hybrid war in Ukraine. His brazen assassination 1 year ago at the heavily guarded walls of the Kremlin brought tens of thousands onto Moscow's streets. Russian authorities say the investigation into Nemtsov's killing is complete, but his supporters say otherwise.
Убийство Немцова не раскрыто.
The assassination of Nemtsov is not solved. Only the perpetrators were found, not the paymasters and the organizers of this defiant crime. All traces lead to Chechnya.
Следы ведут в Чечню.
Suspicions turned to Chechnya's leader, Ramzan Kadyrov, who was linked to the alleged killers and voiced support for the main suspect. But Kadyrov, a close ally of President Vladimir Putin, was never even questioned.
And what we're seeing instead is that the official investigation wants us to believe that the assassination of the leader of the Russian opposition, 200 yards away from the Kremlin wall, was masterminded by a driver. This seems to be the official position that investigators are taking in preparation for the trial of the alleged killers.
3 months after Nemtsov's killing, Karamursa suffered a sudden coma. He recovered after emergency treatment, but believes he was poisoned because of his opposition to Putin. The Kremlin dismissed concerns about threats against Putin's critics, including a recent video Kadyrov posted showing opposition leaders targeted in a sniper's crosshairs.
It seems that Putin's supporters are above the law. The present situation that we face de facto in Russia today is most awful.
Moscow authorities refuse to allow a memorial march on the bridge where Nemtsov was killed or a permanent marker. Nonetheless, volunteers collect signatures for a petition and guard the temporary memorial.
He was not a typical Russian politician. He was open, brave, honest, and an unblemished man. And that's why we're all here, to preserve the memory of this man.
Kremlin supporters frequently knock down the flowers and break the portraits, attacks that volunteers say are sometimes aided by nearby police. Daniel Schearf, VOA News, Moscow.